What's going on, guys? Brent031. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at some of the gear, uniforms, and equipment that I'm going to be taking up to the spring semester of One Shepherd that's being held in West Virginia this year. This year is the very first year that One Shepherd, as an organization, is starting up their Bravo company on the East Coast. So, traditionally, the One Shepherd semesters have been held in Missouri, but this year is going to be the very first time that they ever hosted it in West Virginia. So I'm very excited to be part of that. And not only that, guys, I'm going to be one of the instructors down there for the Basic Warriors course and the situational training exercise. So if you want to come train with me, now's your opportunity. But just like I've done in previous semesters, I'm going to lay out all the gear that I'm taking up there, and I'm going to give you guys an insight on what I'm taking so that you have a better idea for what you should bring if you're going to come join us for the training up there. So thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to leave a comment. All right, guys, so let's start with uniforms. So at One Shepherd, you're required to maintain two different types of uniforms. One of them is going to be the woodland camouflage pattern. The other one's going to be an OD. Now, for the jackets, they have to be the true spec TRU jacket. So the reason for that is because, as you can see on the pockets here, they have Velcro. And once you graduate from the Basic Warriors course, you get presented with your One Shepherd patch, which you wear on your left side. You also wear a reversed flag for whatever country of origin you are. And the reason I say that is because One Shepherd does accept foreign students, okay? So if you're coming from the UK, you know, you can bring a Velcro UK subdued patch and wear that as well. Name tapes, you know, they're pretty lenient on if you're brand new to One Shepherd and coming into the program for the first time, you know, you probably don't need to show up with name tapes. They probably won't even bat an eye at you for that, okay? But, you know, if it's your subsequent semesters, you're going to need to get the One Shepherd name tapes and get them sewn on, all right? So I've got mine. I got to get them sewn on here. But you're going to wear your One Shepherd name service tape over here in the left breast pocket, and then you'll have your name tapes on the right. The prescribed cover is going to be whatever uniform you are, a boonie hat. So here's a woodland boonie for that uniform, and then I got an OD boonie for the OD set. The belt is going to be a rigger style green belt. So don't show up with any other color other than the OD green. They give you a little bit of leniency. I know I just talked about the TRU top. It has to be the TRU top for the jacket in both woodland and OD. But for the trousers, they give you a little bit more leniency. So they don't have to be a BDU style or the TRU trousers. For instance, the trousers I have on here, as you can see, these are the TRU trousers that are actually meant with the TRU top. They state that you can have these, but you know, if you can find some different trousers that match, that the color is spot on, you know, they're not completely a different color, then they give you a little bit of leeway here. So these are 24/7 True Spec 24/7 series trousers in a woodland camouflage pattern, and you know, I wore these last year, and as you can see, the color is pretty indistinguishable. All right, so there's not a big deviance between this color and this color. All right, they're both woodland camouflage pattern. They pretty much match, and that's not going to be an issue. Where you get in issues is guys showing up with, you know, completely faded BDU trousers or something, and then they have a brand new, you know, woodland TRU top, and then that, you know, just looks off color or whatnot. So OD, you do run into some issues matching between the different manufacturers, the different what companies consider ODs, different shades and whatnot. So you can have some issues here. But again, it doesn't have to be the TRU trousers, can be BDU trousers, just as long as they match, all right? So here's some, I think these are proper. Yep, proper brand trousers. And, you know, they have similar characteristics to BDU style trousers with cargo pockets on the side. But these are perfectly acceptable trousers to wear up there. And as you can see, even though these are proper and this is true spec, the colors match just fine. I will be taking 2 sets of OD utilities, but I'm only going to take 1 set of woodland utilities. The reason for that is because I will be an instructor there for the first part of the training semester. And I remember when I was there last semester, our instructor essentially was in ODs the whole entire week. I don't think I saw him in woodlands at all. So I am going to take a set of woodlands just for the simple fact that during the FTX, most likely, you know, if I end up on Blue 4, I will have to wear a woodland camouflage pattern. So take this just in case I end up being Blue 4 for the final training exercise. In addition to the boonies, I've got a Marine Corps solid OD cover here, They told me that instructors that have a Marine Corps background or Navy background can wear an 8-point utility cover instead of the Army style green cap. So, you know, I was all about that. Represent the Marine Corps a little bit. So, you know, instructors there at One Shepherd do wear patrol caps while regular students wear boonies. So I will be utilizing an 8-point utility cover when I am instructing. So that is the whole reason for that. So moving on. All right, so I got 2 sets of Goretex. One of them is in the woodland camouflage pattern. The other one's an OD. This right here, guys, you can get these on eBay. These are U.S. military surplus Goretex suits. They are well made, well constructed, definitely a bargain buy. This right here is Canadian military surplus. I think I paid no more than $40. But with that being said, I haven't worn these out in the elements yet. These I have plenty of experience with in the Marine Corps, but these I haven't been in an actual rainstorm or trained with them yet. But I have tested them to where I folded up some utilities, put them inside the Goretex, put it out in the rain for a couple hours, and came back out, checked the utilities inside them, and they were still dry. So that's all I really know about these. I'm sure they work just fine, but I haven't had the actual opportunity to actually train in them yet. So, all right, guys, so boots are Marine Corps issued coyote color. So if you have Marine Corps issued combat boots, you are just fine, all right? Also, make sure you take a spare set of boots, because a couple semesters ago, my good buddy Bruce that went up there with me, his soles on his boots actually fell apart in the middle of the training, all right? So luckily he had a second pair of boots and he was able to get those swapped out and carry on the fight. So it's always a good idea to have a second pair of boots, especially if, you know, you're going through the woods, you cross a creek, one pair gets soaked, at least you have the second pair to put on. Warming layers. So I reached out to my buddy Pegasus Test. If you ever seen his YouTube channel, check him out. Pegasus Test was a former Marine. He lives over there in West Virginia. And I asked him what the temperature is going to be like. And he said, hey, as long as you bring a field jacket liner, you'll be just fine. So that's what I'm doing. Taking my field jacket liner. Also got a watch cap here, just in case the temperatures do start dropping at night. Moving on. All right, undershirt needs to be OD green. I've got a standard issue 100% cotton OD green skivvy shirt here, and that's my preferred skivvy shirt. If you like the moisture wicking stuff, you can wear those too. Skivvies, I've got a set of OD green silkies here, as well as black silkies. Either or color, I stand by these things 110%. I've been wearing these for 17 years in the Marine Corps. That is my preferred combat-oriented underwear. Nothing beats them, guys, and I firmly believe that they increase combat effectiveness by 25%. No bullshit. All right. Socks. I got standard issue Marine Corps socks here. One thing I want to point out is just because I only have, you know, one skivvy shirt here and 2 pairs of silkies and 2 pairs of socks, that's not all I'm taking. All right. I just have these out here as examples. You guys take as much as you want. I personally tend to take as much stuff that will cover me for the entire week. All right. That way I don't have to bother doing laundry. But that's just me. You know, take half of what you need and then do laundry in the middle of the semester. You should have that capability. They said something about there being a rest stop not too far away, or a truck stop or whatnot, and you can do laundry there. But I personally will take enough to cover the whole entire week. Also, I've got an Army issue laundry bag. I think these things are great for putting dirty laundry in. As you can see, they're made of like a cotton material, so that they contain the smells and the odors inside the bag. So I think these are actually really good laundry bags for your dirty laundry. For clean laundry, I'll either take another one of these, or I'll just use a standard Marine Corps issue laundry bag. For hygiene purposes, guys, shower shoes. You're going to need shower shoes so you can take a shower. I also have a moisture wicking towel, and these are great because they're fast drying. All right, so hygiene equipment. So it kind of extends beyond your standard stuff of toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, and shaving equipment, all right? But make sure you have sunblock, okay? For those long hours, you will be in the sun. You don't want to get a sunburn. Moving down here, baby wipes. Guys, baby wipes are a godsend, all right? God himself probably engineered them. Nothing is better than baby wipes in the field, okay? Keep the crap off your butt, keep you from getting monkey ass. Monkey ass will just be demoralizing and make you combat ineffective. I always take a set of toenail clippers to police up hangnails or whatever. Gold Bond, absolute must, guys. Absolute must in the field. Put that on your balls, keeps you at least 10% more combat effective. Moleskin, you start getting hot spots on your feet after long periods of movement. Moleskin will help curb that and keep you in the fight. Got some Visine, keeps the red out. Chapstick, ibuprofen, guys. You start hurting, you know, I'm telling you, you're gonna be moving for a long periods of time, long hours. Your body's gonna start aching. Ibuprofen will help curb that. All right. Some Vaseline. If you start getting some chafage and your skin's rubbing, you start getting that redness. Vaseline, you can throw that on there. Keep moving in the fight. Some hand sanitizer. Throw that on before you eat. You know, help keep you from getting sick. Some hand lotion. So when you're in the field, guys, your hands start getting dry and potentially could get cracked, starts getting irritating and whatnot. You know, throwing some of this hand lotion on there every once in a while will help curb that and keep that from happening. Some Q-tips help police up that crap in your ears, and then dental sticks, same thing, keep the crap in your teeth. So all about that. Rifle cleaning gear help. You know, you're going to clean your weapon, guys. There's no questions about that. You're going to be shooting blanks. You know, blanks are pretty dirty. You need to do some weapons maintenance. I got a air panel here, you know, just in case I get lost. Put an air panel up, help signal somebody. This right here, I'm probably going to apply this before I actually go down range. But this is permethrin spray. You know, you're talking West Virginia, so there's probably some ticks, you know, mosquitoes and whatnot. Spraying permethrin on your utilities will help curb that and keep those guys away. In addition to that, I'll take a bottle of Repel Max 40% DEET bug spray to spray on my utilities to help, again, curb the insect population from getting on me. All right, so here I got some extra batteries, some double A's. I'll throw some triple A's in there as well. I also got some extra 123 batteries. My headlamp, this is an excellent piece of gear. You got to have this. This is a military-specific type headlamp. I'm looking at trying to get something like this, but on this one, you push the button, and the first thing that comes on is your red lamp, all right? And then in order to get in a white light, you actually have to hold the button down, okay? So it's specifically tailored for military purposes. You know, so many civilian headlamps, you know, the first option obviously is going to be the white, and when you're in the field and whatnot, your white really puts off a really heavy glare and is much more easy to be observed by, let's say, an Op-4 than, you know, a regular red lens. So definitely need a red lens capable headlamp for the field. Over here I have some green 100 mile per hour tape. That's, you know, 101 uses for that. It's definitely something you need to look into taking. Same thing except for black electrical tape comes in handy. Right here is just a sewing kit just in case you get some rips and tears in my uniform, need to repair them. Got some extra little D-rings. These things come in handy on your gear. We'll talk about that here in a minute. These things are just some camouflage mini bungee cords. Guys, I'm telling you, these things have so many uses. I don't even know why I'm taking them, but I always end up using them. Last year, I had the J-arm on my MVGs break, and I actually used these little mini bungee cords to secure my PVS 14s in place, and totally paid dividends. I also used them to help secure my radio antenna down on my gear. So just awesome piece of equipment. If you can get your hands on these things, pick some of these up and take them with you. You never know what you're going to use them for, but they always come in handy. Some extra bootlaces. You know, bootlaces don't last forever. They do snap. You know, last thing you want to deal with is a broken bootlace, so make sure you take some extra ones. These things right here, I can't remember what these are called, but they came in a whole pack, and I've got a few packs of these things, and they just come in handy, guys. They are, you know, an elastic with some Velcro ends, and I use these to, you know, I roll up my ponchos and whatnot, and I wrap these around them. They just have 100, just like the bungee cords. They have 101 uses, and they always seem to come in handy. So, good piece of gear if you can get your hands on them. Also in here, if you can see these, I have some zip ties of assorted different type tactical colors, OD, black, and coyote. So definitely bring some zip ties. Those will definitely come into play when you're attaching the Miles gear to your equipment. Some 550 cord, always a plus to have 550 cord. Make sure you bring some if you can get your hands on it. All right, they sell 550 cord in Walmart now, so there should be no excuse why you don't have 550 cord. Always comes in handy. Some chem lights. So I have some regular chem lights in here. I also have some IR chem lights that are only visible through NVGs, obviously. So take a few chem lights up there just for miscellaneous purposes. You never know what you're going to need them for. iPro, got both clear and tinted iPro. You know, self-explanatory, guys. Down here, I've got a few different reference materials to take with me. You know, yeah, I've been in the Marine Corps for 17 years. I have a lot of experience in the Marine Corps and the infantry in particular. And I'm telling you, pubs are something you always need, and you always need a reference to fall back on to refresh your memory, because there's always going to be something that comes up. So here I have the 3 TAC 11 Marine Rifle Squad. I also have the Thul's Manual, which if you ever served in the Marine Corps, particularly in the infantry, you know what this is, okay? I also have a quick 5-paragraph order reference book here, and I've got some note cards for building terrain models and other things. Writing a rain book, got a couple ink sticks there, got a memorandum, and I'll probably take a green monster as well. All right, so let's take a look at the field gear I'm taking down there. All right, so starting out, I got my BCB International Fire Dragon stove, and this is a great little field stove. I've done a video on this, guys, that you can check out. Inside here contains the the Fire Dragon fuel, as well as these double as a hand sanitizer. So great little use. I put it in this little pouch. I carry extra trioxane tabs. Also have my coffee here, my instant coffee. And I also keep a little thing of tinfoil in there that I can put over my canteen cup to help it heat up faster. I got my Steiner Marines here, and these are excellent binos, guys. I took those last semester, using them to observe a road. Also took them on a recon mission that we did, and they are just excellent binos. It was well worth, in my opinion, the extra weight to have those quality binos as opposed to taking the little tiny ones, just because the clarity on them is just so awesome, all right? Just a great piece of gear. I've got this OD Green Camelback. I've worn this the last 2 semesters. Hadn't had any issues with it. I am going to try to get a Camelback holder to put on my gear, and if I get that Camelback holder in time, then I'll swap that out, and I'll probably use the Camelback holder instead of this older Marine Corps issue Camelback. Moving back down here, sniper veil, guys. 101 uses for this thing. Awesome. I've used it the last 2 semesters I've gone to. You can put this up as a camouflage blind to help conceal your position. If you're not doing it in that purpose or using it for that purpose, you can wear it around your neck, help absorb sweat and whatnot. This is like a camouflage neck gaiter for whatever cold weather, you need a little extra warmth, or wear it as a do-rag or whatever. It's a good piece of gear. This thing here, this is a mosquito net for your head, and specifically this is for boonie. So you put this on, this goes over the top of your boonie, and the brim of your boonie kind of holds it out in place. So I don't know what the mosquitoes are going to be like there in West Virginia. I'd imagine they're probably going to be pretty bad. So this will, if it gets pretty bad, I might throw that on. The gloves I'm going to be utilizing are Nomex flight gloves, standard issue Nomex flight gloves. These things are great for infantry operations. I've always been a big fan of these things, so that's my preferred glove when it comes to light infantry patrolling tactics and operations and whatnot. Moving on over here, I got some OD Green knee pads. Knee pads are an absolute must, guys. I can't tell you that enough. My friend Richard Santiago, he was at the last semester, and he saw the video, man. And he said at the very end, he's like, my knees are blasted. He's like, you said bring knee pads, but he's like, I'm tough. I didn't think I needed them, but he's like, I wish I listed, man.
Knee pads, a must, a definite must.
Told
my
y'all.
knees are blown, my hips are killing me.
And you didn't wear them, huh?
I didn't wear them, man. I said, nah, I'll be fine. I'll be all right.
So I can't tell you enough. If you're going, bring knee pads, because your knees are going to be shot at the end if you don't have those. Coming up here, talking about web equipment. So this is a LBV-88, and I wore this last semester. This is an OD Green version of it, obviously. And this little LBV was freaking phenomenal, guys. The first time I went up to One Shepherd, I wore regular Alice equipment, which was just fine. But the only problem I had was I had a lot of camera equipment, okay, because I was trying to film. So if it was just me and I wasn't trying to film stuff, for video purposes, then, that Alice equipment would have been just fine. But because of that, because I am taking all that camera equipment, I needed extra space. And these saw pouches really come into play. They're really handy for carrying that additional camera equipment. So what I decided to do is go with an LBV-88 style vest, where I could wear my magazines on my chest, and that way that frees up space on the belt for saw pouches, which can hold, you know, the other mission essential gear like NVGs and camera equipment. So coupled with that, I've got 2 canteens for water. These things, the primary use for these is to fill up my camelback. I've got a butt pack, you know, which carries and holds stuff such as, you know, like a poncho and other mission essential gear. Also in here is a first aid kit. You know, I've got regular, typical first aid related stuff in here, as well as a tourniquet. So just a good piece of gear. Dump pouch, great piece of gear. You know, just whatever needs to be put in there. Typically, I'm running, I'll just throw my regular handheld handycam in there while I'm doing these combat operations during the semester. Up here on the shoulder, I've got my Marine Fighter, Ontario Knife Company Marine Fighter knife. All right, this is a great knife. Also attached here is a small red lens light. You know, it comes in handy at night when you're trying to, you know, do something small like read a map. So it's just good to have a light that's readily available. You don't have to go digging around to, you know, pull out your headlamp and whatnot. Over here is just a D-ring for whatever purpose I need it for. Alright guys, so over here I have my compass pouch. So obviously my compass is kept in there. Land nav is a big deal out there at One Shepherd. Definitely need to know how to land nav, and that is actually one of the courses that they teach. So this is a pistol magazine pouch, and it holds my Gerber in there perfectly. So always have that Gerber on me, as well as the compass. So all right, lastly with the LBV guys is this little grenade pouch here. So this grenade pouch inside has a little loop, which normally is where a grenade spoon would go through. But what I found is my Garmin GPS fits in there perfectly. So this D-ring would hook up to that loop, and then you know, I'd have my GPS in there. And as you can see, fits perfectly. So when I needed my my grid fast, I could just pull it out, and this would just stay hooked. You know, so I didn't have to worry about losing it, and I could just read it down there by my waist. And then when I was done, just stick it back in the pouch. So it's excellent pocket for this particular piece of gear. So like I said, guys, this LBV 88 worked out perfectly. All right, guys, for my NVGs, I have PVS 14, and you know, it's an excellent night vision device at a standard issue in the Marine Corps. And to mount those, I've got a elbow on top of this little, you know, BS airsoft bump helmet. And I had my reservations about using an airsoft helmet for this purpose last year, but I decided to try it out anyways just to save some money. And sure enough, guys, it works just fine. All right, this thing is on there pretty good. Okay, so I not once did I have to worry about my NVGs falling off, because it held them in place. So I'm gonna wear it again this year, and hopefully it works just as good as it did last year. I got a pistol. If you're a returning student to One Shepherd, so if you've already been through like an FTX, they allow you to wear a pistol as long as it's in condition 3 while you're conducting your training up there. So condition 3 is no round in the chamber, all right? The magazine can be fully loaded and inserted, but no round in the chamber. And you just wear this on there on your gear, and you know, it's just for self-protection out in the woods and whatnot. And you run into a pack of wild pigs or something, and at least you got something to defend yourself with, okay? All right, so my rucksack, starting off, I got a sleeping mat here. This is the current issue Marine Corps accordion style sleeping mat. I went with this one instead of the older roll-up one, just because it saved more space in my my luggage. Again, I have to fly up there to West Virginia this year. So I'm using a medium style Alice pack. This is my preferred pack, and you know, it does what I need it to do. And in my opinion, it's one of the most, still to this day, it's one of the most comfortable packs to conduct military style operations with, okay? So obviously I got a metal frame. On one side I have a 2-quart canteen. I've got 2 saw pouches hooked up to the sides, guys, and I've reinforced those with, not only do they have the Alice keepers there, but I also have zip ties going through those as extra precautions to make sure that they're secured to my pack very, very nice and won't fall off. But you guys should be intimately familiar with the Alice pack. You know, it's very modular, to say the least. You can add all kinds of stuff in here. Like I have an extra compass pouch on there. I've got some D-rings, and you know, I really hooked this up very nicely before I step off. One thing I don't have out here that I just realized, and you know, it's kind of the point of doing all this, so I can make sure I have all my gear and not leaving anything out, but my Gurkha machete. So when I have my Gurkha machete, I'll stick it in here, right through here probably, or one of these slots of the Alice pockets. You can actually, they actually go all the way through. So the Gurkha machete will go right through there. This D-ring will hook up to that sheath, and then I have you know, a Gurkha machete for helping clear fields of fire and cut up vegetation and whatnot while sitting in the defense. My sleeping mat is secured by these lashing straps. So these are not, the lashing straps are not standard issue with an Alice pack. You'd have to buy those separately. That's pretty much it, guys. That's my pack. In addition to the pack, I will have 2 bungee cords, and these just, you know, there's 101 uses for these, you know, especially if it's raining and whatnot. You know, you guys have tarps and your ponchos. You can help rig up ponchos to stay dry. But these bungee cords will also help keep your pack tight. So as soon as you got your pack all packed up and everything, you just start wrapping these bungee cords around them, and it helps tighten everything up. And the old saying is, you got a tight pack, you got a light pack. In addition, I've got this really small, lightweight rain fly, OD green rain fly, that you know, if we start getting inclement weather, I can throw this over it and you know, help keep my pack dry. I also have a Willie Peter bag. So the Willie Peter bag goes inside your pack, and you throw all your stuff in there. So, you know, your extra socks, skivvies, and stuff like that, you know, will go inside the Willie Peter bag, warming layer, and that will also keep it dry in the event of rain. So that's it. Let's move on to my weapon. All right, guys, so let's talk about my weapon here. So starting off, this is a, you know, your typical AR-15 M4 style configuration. And I have a Trijicon TA-31 with the new Aurora ACSS reticle in it. The Aurora ACSS, I've done a video over that, but it has a lot of features and capabilities in it to where you can estimate a human-sized target. So, you know, considering that the Miles gear is based off the ballistics of a 5.56, this Aurora gives me the advantage to where I can accurately get a very good estimation on a human target. And let's say I estimate the range out to 500 meters or so, you know, considering that Miles system mimics the ballistics of 5.56, it'll help me better engage them at that distance. On the top here, I have a Steiner D-Ball I2 PEC style laser. It has both a visible laser as well as an IR laser. So, you know, that enables me to engage targets at night with my NVGs, and someone that doesn't have NVGs won't be able to see that IR laser. Right here is a older model Surefire light. You know, flip this cover off, I have a white light, flip the cover on, serves as an IR illuminator. So again, you can't see the IR light with your naked eye, you have to have NVGs on, but this will enable me to flood an area with IR light while using my NVGs. On the bottom here, I have a grip pod. I like grip pods. You know, a lot of guys think they're too big, but hey, it works really well in my opinion. And to have this bipod, able to deploy that to give you a more stable firing position, it's just a convenient piece of gear. And you know, I'll sacrifice some looks for functionality any day of the week. So that's it, guys. That pretty much wraps up my my weapon here, other than I have a Blue Force gear Vickers tactical sling on here, but that's pretty much it. Alright guys, well that concludes this video over the uniform gear and equipment that I'm going to be taking to the spring semester that's being held in West Virginia. One thing I want to throw out that I know I didn't feature in this is my sleeping system. So the sleeping system that I'm going to be taking is going to be the older issue bivy sack with light patrol sleeping bag, as well as a poncho liner. So outside of that, this is about a 98% or so solution to what I'm taking down range with me. Hopefully I don't have to cut anything out of this, because I will be flying, guys, and you know how airlines are with weight restriction and whatnot. So hopefully that's not the case, but you know how it goes, all right? So nonetheless, I just want to close by stating that I look forward to seeing some of you guys out there, putting some faces with some screen names that I've been seeing over the years. I know last semester at One Shepherd, there was a few guys that I knew were subscribers of mine that were there, and it was just an absolute pleasure to train with those guys. So I hope some of you guys can make it down range with me and get some training in, all right? So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this video helpful, and don't forget to leave a comment.